Hey guys, it's Travis at GasPumpHeaven.com. Well, we're finally starting our restoration project, and I picked my old 1930s Wayne 60 here to start with. So what we're going to do today is we're going to start the disassembly process. Now the first thing you're going to need is a whole lot of penetrating oil. You know, this thing, I dug this out of a farm out in Nebraska somewhere, and it's rusted, and I assume everything is going to be pretty much rusted shut, rusted solid together. So we're going to need a lot of penetrating oil to try and loosen everything up. Now I've had really good luck with this PB penetrating catalyst, really good. I've also used a lot of liquid wrench. I came out here last night, and as you can see, I sprayed and let it soak overnight. You can't use too much of this stuff. It's going to be your best friend. Now, one thing that I've always done in the past when I'm working on a car or something like that, and I have a stuck bolt, I heat it up. Well, you can't really do this because you don't know if there's any gas left in here. You know, those vapors, they can stick around for a really long time. In fact, a friend of mine had an old gas tank, a barrel that had gas in it, and it sat empty for, 20 years, and he had it vented and it was empty, and he decided he was going to cut it in half, took a cutting torch to it, and the thing blew up, knocked his teeth out. And that was after sitting for, like I said, years and years. So I definitely don't recommend putting heat on this. So a couple of things that we are going to need. The first thing you're going to want to buy from us, this is the only specialty tool you're going to need for the whole disassembly process, and it's this this nut remover, just for the Wayne 60. Now you could take a flathead screwdriver and pound on this nut to get it loose, but you're probably going to ruin this nut, and these nuts cost more than this little specialty tool does. So that's the first thing you're going to want, is to use this. I'm going to put it on a flat bar here, a big bar. Now if it doesn't work, you can always add a pipe to this to get a lot of leverage. But the first thing you want to take off is this nut. There it goes. There it goes. Now be careful, once this nut is loose, this is solid glass here, so we don't want to drop that. Okay, now that we've got that off, we're going to set it aside, and we're going to take the back side off. Okay, now that the front and the back globes are off, the next thing we're going to want to do is take the top off. And again, get you a real thick flathead screwdriver to pull these nuts off. Now these nuts on mine, they're brass, so they're going to be really soft. So you want to be careful. You don't want to just stick in there and hit it with a hammer if you don't have to, but you may have to ruin them to get them off of there. But there's 6 on this, 2 on the front, 2 on the back, and then there's 2 up at the top. So take these off, and then we'll take this top part off right here. Well, I broke 2 of the screws taking it off. Sometimes that's just the way it goes. But I got the screws out. The ones that I broke, obviously the heads came off, so I can remove this top easily. Now what you're going to do is you're going to pull this, you're going to bend it out a little bit. You might need to use a flathead on it. We want to get it out over this threaded part here on one end. and you're gonna have to put some downward pressure on it to pull it down and out. Once you get it loose, you can get it up to that point. Now you do the same on the back side. Okay, now that you have it on the back side done, you're going to bend it a little, put a little pressure to get it over the top of this propeller, and then it's going to come right off. Now, there are gaskets, or there's supposed to be gaskets in here. Here's one on the back side. These gaskets sit right over top. You know, they're probably going to be pretty much useless, but we do manufacture these so you can get them. As you can see, this one's kind of just stuck on here. So we'll have to scrape that off, but we'll mess with that later. The next thing we're going to want to do is take these 4 screws out. We're going to take these fronts off. So again, penetrating oil and lots of it, let it soak, and then we can start taking these off. Okay. Now what I like to do is when I take something out, take some parts off, I like to put the screws back exactly where they were. That way I don't have a box of screws or, you know, a pile of screws just sitting around somewhere. Okay, now we're going to take the same panel off of the back side. Okay, here's the back panel. Go ahead and put my screws back in here. Well, that's the end of the first part of our 4-part series on the disassembly of your Wayne 60. Now our next video is only a couple of minutes long, and it covers the removal of those top sides of the pump, as well as some of the piping coming out of the manifold and those top rings. Now as you're working, if you don't have a copy of our catalog here, I highly recommend you drop us a line and get one. It's absolutely free, and as you start pulling your pump apart, you can see what parts you're going to need to replace, and you can circle them, or you can just highlight them like I do. That way you're going to have an ongoing tab of the parts that you need, so when you put your order in, it's all there for you. I'll tell you, there's nothing worse than putting your pump back together and realizing that you're missing a part. The last thing, if you look in our catalog and you see that there isn't a part in there that you need, don't panic. Just give us a call. There's a pretty good chance that we have that part, and it's just not in the catalog yet. We're in the process of redoing our catalog, and when it's done, you're going to see that we've gone from our old 120-page catalog to a 180-page catalog. That's how many more parts we have available. Also, while you're disassembling your pump, if you run into any snags, feel free to give us a call at 402-592-1710. You can drop us an email at diane@gaspumtheaven.com. Also, there's another easy way to reach us, and it's on our Facebook page, which is at facebook.com/gaspumtheaven. And there's no spaces in between there. You can also link to our Facebook from our website, which is at gaspumtheaven.com. Now, when you get to your Facebook page, make sure that you like us. Then, when you're on our page, go to where it says write something, type out your question, and we're going to get back to you as quick as we can. Well, that's it for today, guys. Thanks for watching.